What is going on, football fans, in the league where they play? No, in all seriousness, happy Thursday. What's going on, guys? Excited for this Pats-Rams game for Thursday Night Football. Take a look at what Pinnacle's bet share is for this game. So the public is actually pretty heavy on the Pats money line, 65% of bettors on the Pats money line. So the books are going to be wanting the Rams to win this one outright. Hey, Sarah Vuth. For handicapping purposes, it's split pretty evenly. The over-under, there's heavy money on the under. Sarah Vuth, there's not a ton of value in this game, so I want to know, if you're going to be betting this game, what's the line that you have on both sides and what's the juice? I apologize, guys. I made dinner as well, so I'm going to be eating as we get this started. Hey, Tony, what's going on? How are you doing tonight? Nice. You got Pats +5, -110. That's a good price as of now. If I was to bet the Pats, I could get that same thing right now, teasing it up. Four and a half, 43.5. Yeah, there's just not a ton of value there. Let's take a look at what the Action Network says. %51 of bettors are on the Rams. 66% of dollars wagered on the Rams. So it seems like the public is split pretty even, but sharps are on the Rams at 4.5. Sharps are on the under. Going Crazy says, give me New England under on a 6-point teaser. Jimmy, what's going on? Hey, Big Asian, how you doing? Welcome to stream. How are you, Jimmy? How you doing? You took under on Cam's passing yards. Let's see what the under is at Pinnacle. I wouldn't recommend heavy betting anything in this game. I haven't seen anything yet that I really like. So Cam Newton, over-under for passing yards is 180. But this is where it kills you, that at Pinnacle at least, probably at most places. The under on this is -141. That means it has to happen 58.5% of the time to even break even on Cam Newton under. Over on Cup receiving yards. We'll see what Cup's receiving yards over under is 61.5, -118 on the over. Yeah, there's not a... The line has pushed towards New England, which favors New England. The sharps are on the Rams, which favors the Rams. The public is split pretty even. So for me, spread betting wise, this is just a stay away. There's not a ton of value on either side. Well, Belichick was studying the Rams Super Bowl game, and didn't the Rams only put up 3 points in the Super Bowl? Yeah, 13-3. So it'll be interesting to see how New England comes out and plays on defense. What's going on, Mickey? Is there anything you like tonight, Mickey? 3-week open underdog already. Ramsey picks off Newton. New England defense will dominate LA tonight, just like the Super Bowl. Tell you up front, took New England money line. Good luck, Jay-Z. I'm just staying away. The market isn't strong enough for me on anything. It's kind of conflicting, if anything. Maybe the under. You know, maybe there is value on the Pats money line, considering that the money line's going to be like plus 193. Opened at plus 229. Bet down to 193. Let's take a look at the over-under. Over-under opened at 45.5. It's been bet down to 43.5. The strongest market play is probably the under tonight, but I wouldn't jump on that. That's for sure. I'm just going to leave this game alone. I'm not going to be betting. Patriots have no pass rush. Yeah, Mickey said he looked earlier, but nothing looked too intriguing. And under 45, separate bet. I like that you made those separate. What's the spread right now, Ryan? Last I saw it was 7. This is going to be a heavy bet game tonight, though. It's already up to 15,000. The juices moved in favor of the Rams spread at 4.5. That's the one game. A lot of people are really, really low on Philly, even after the quarterback change. Let's see where Philly is here. Yeah, 35% of spread bettors are taking the Eagles. 16% of the dollars wagered are on the Eagles. Even money line is 21%. So there's a... the Eagles are actually looking like a nice value play on the market. Yeah, spread-wise for the Bears, 49% of the bets, 42% of the money. So people are actually more on the Texans, but surprisingly, people are heavy on the over in that game. Lots of money bet on over 45 for Texans Bears. Jay-Z, I'm assuming you're talking about the sorry, which game? The Saints Eagles game? I don't think Breeze is playing. It's got Taysom Hill listed. Yeah, Drew Brees targeting a Week 15 return. He's progressing well, but won't practice much this week. The Saints may try to ramp him up Thursday to see how he responds, but returning in Week 14 looks unlikely. So he's unlikely to play. I guess consider Drew Brees doubtful. Are you a fat guy?
Oh, hello.
You're in a... you look like you're in a very sultry place.
That's a word. You know, it's not like having birthday sex or anything, but
Coming in hot.
you know me.
All right. Chat's popping off. People are talking about the Saints-Eagles game as well as the Texans.
What do I think of the Saints-Eagles? I'm curious about that too.
Ryan Johnson said, I'm liking the Saints on the spread at 7. Jay-Z said he'd love to get that game to 7.5 or 6.5. I'm guessing he likes that 7 number.
That's a smart man. I'm with that guy. I think 7.5 equals the play. I really do, but otherwise it's no bet. Didn't it get to 7.5?
I'll take a look and see. Yeah, it opened at 6.5. It got bet up to 7.5, but it's been at 7 for the last 24 hours or so. Everyone on the football team, I'm taking 49ers. I don't mind that, especially if the bets are heavy on Washington.
I just like the opening line on Washington. I thought that was too ambitious. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
4.5. That's the only thing I really liked about that game. People in the comment section really popping off about that. Why are we saying that word, popping off? People are opinionated about it. I guess it adds kind of like onomatopoeia, like when in Batman from the 60s, pow, popping off. Like there's more weight behind it, maybe. I don't know.
Well, Washington had very, very similar market as to what New England's had for this game, where they opened up as it says 3.5 here, but I know they were 5.5, 4.5, depending on the
4.5,
and they've been bet down to 3, but the bet splits are actually quite even. It's not so much that people are on Washington or San Fran. It's actually split quite evenly.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say who predicted the line movement of these games, but he might be extremely overweight and he might be sitting in the chair I'm in. I also too, I didn't get any kudos. I said in the video that the line would flip naturally between Buffalo and the Steelers. How about that? I was jacked on that more than anything.
Yeah, calling your shot.
I did. I see, because you got it. We accidentally had it right. We had a clerical error, and I said, "Don't worry about it. It's going to flip anyways." And sure enough, it did.
Yeah, Washington's playing on the road. Their last home game was against the Bengals on November 22nd. So yeah, you're correct, Jay-Z. The 26th they played in Dallas. On December 7th they played in Pittsburgh. So it's almost a month between home games. Mickey, I'm going to be checking to see if you got any college basketball plays. I think I might follow you tonight. I think you might be having some lighting problems, fat guy.
Let me check. It was working fine when I set it up, but let me mess with Zoom a bit. Ooh, I'm cool.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
That's no light
right now.
Yeah. That's so weird, eh?
There might be some exposure stuff going on in Logitech.
I changed. I moved the room around so I'll have more room for lighting, but that's going to have to wait until probably Sunday. Who knows? Who knows how long it'll take? Probably not that long, though. It's probably consult you and the internet. I'll figure it out.
I really like this question from Ryan Johnson, and I want to hear your thoughts. He asked,
wow, that's a great one.
How much is the Cam Newton worth in terms of a contract extension?
So at the top tier, we're looking at what, 40 million a year, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, let me think. Do you got Spotrac up there, Big Rye?
I don't. I'm just eating right now, but I can pull it up later.
I'm thinking because I think 15 to 17 million is what comes up naturally for me. You know what I mean? It's more than a Mike Glennon, but not as, comparable to like someone like Nick Foles, if that makes sense. I think a short-term contract with Cam Newton is advantageous because you really got to use his body because you're not getting much in terms of arm strength and accuracy. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not saying. I said 40 million at the top, Jay-Z. I don't think he's worth near that. Like I said, maybe 15.
What's going on
in
Randy?
that in that ballpark? Randy, what a cool last name. Radijic. Polish? Gotta be. I got Pats plus 6.5. That's what I got. Zaps with good juice, so I'm happy about that.
I'm not making any plays at kickoff, Zaps.
I love it. Polish is awesome.
This is just going to be a 5-star entertainment game.
I like the current Polish government. They're cool.
I actually don't think Newton's going to have much of a market in free agency.
Well, I don't think they need to work at all, but that's a great line. My grandfather lost a game of Scrabble on the way over. I love that. My name is worse than yours in real life. My last name, Randy. It's Greek though, so it's it just sounds like somebody has like they're clearing their throat. You know what I mean? Mine's 12 letters, so brutal.
Fat guy's trying to get himself doxxed on the internet.
Yeah, I know. I'm helping. Radicek, yeah. That's cool. You got a LA Ram blowout? All right. I'm on. I got New England plus 6.5. I'm sure you got like minus 3.5 or something good like that. So why can't we all be happy? We can both cover.
For spread wise, the spread's at 4.5. 49% are on the Rams, 51% on the 49% on the Pats, 51% of bettors on the Rams, 66% of dollars wagered are on the Rams. So market-wise, this is actually a conflicting market because the line has moved in favor of the Patriots, but more money has come in on the Rams. So a bit of a reverse line movement on the Patriots tonight. But obviously there's a lot more value on the Pats plus 6.5 than there is at 4.5.
You can't hate on me, Otto, for getting the early line 6.5 Pats.
I'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, we're experimenting right now with alternate point spread. It's pretty interesting. Hey CK, how are you, sir? I don't mind. Yeah, I'm interested because we have data as far as like where games finish. So I'm trying to figure out like under the certain parameters, what's the what are usual finishes, right? And is it better off to take because you pay a little bit extra total juice, but you're going to get a great line on like, I like Tampa Bay like minus 13, something like that. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I don't think they're going to win by 13 that often, but I think they're probably going to, like, at least this is from a gut perspective. I don't have the math in front of me. And like I said, we're experimenting, but I do feel like more often than, the 1-8 plus 180 or whatever you would get on something like that, or even 2-1. I think it's more likely than that. I had this theory about Jameis Winston last year because I felt stupid taking the spread when Jameis Winston was playing, because Jameis Winston is kind of winning the game or he isn't. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a bit like that too, where like I'm like, I might as well just take the money line. And then I thought, even then, money line, you know what I mean? Money line is like why take money line? Why not take minus 2.5 then? They're probably going to win by 3, right? Like, why even push it further, right? Like, I'm just trying to figure out how to maximize a dollar, right, in those types of situations. So, it was also, too, one of our Discord members, Josh Allen, brought it up because he was talking about predicting blowouts, and then that kind of brought me in full circle that idea. So, we're going to be experimenting with that in the offseason, and I think maybe next year we might just put 1,000 in a Pinnacle account, not one of our personal ones, but like, I don't know, maybe I'll just cash out. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Put 1,000 in an account and do like a fat guy or big ride bets, and then actually do the bets, like do videos of it and show where we think there's value and stuff like that. So there's a possibility about it. Oh, Jay-Z. Okay, yeah. I'm not shitting on you for telling me later, but I did not believe you, but there you go. Yeah, I think it's a no bet right now, but I mean, I like the opening line. I like 6.5. It's really bizarre though. What I'm noticing is, and it makes me feel good about the future. A lot of people, it doesn't matter what the number is. I mean, I know it's obvious. Like, this happens every year. They get angry if you go against their team. And if those people are betting, man, is there going to be money to be made for a long time? Because I can't imagine, like, think about when sports gambling gets legalized in all the states. There's got to be a sweet year where people are really just betting teams and not numbers. And I'm hoping like the sharper end of this group is going to clean up, because there should be money to be made for literally all of us. I got a comment about, oh, you like Washington because you're a Washington fan. That was one where I just thought, like, you listen to that whole show and that's what you got out of it. You know what I mean? And if he's that oblivious, right? I don't care about Washington. I don't care who it is. Give me enough points, and I'm gonna, like, if the price is right, Bob. Do you watch UFC? I soured on it a little bit, not as much. $1 Bob. Some $1 Bobs are multi-$100 Bobs, right? It's I was listening to a podcast with David Sklansky, a famous poker player and gambler in Las Vegas, and he said that it's bizarre at how wealthy people still don't understand how probabilities work. So, like, because he said, how do casinos even exist, right? Like, people literally go there, take really bad negative EV, and just do it continually. Like, they actually go there. It doesn't even make sense. So he brought up something that was really interesting. When you there's called something like a hard six, where you're betting. I don't know anything about craps, but he talked about a bet where you got paid. What was it? 6-5, or 7-6 if a 6 came before a 7, which he says the ultimate suckers bet in craps. And then he said, if you bet the other side, that a 7 comes before a 6, you pay 6-5. Either way, I might have flipped it up, but one only had a 3% vig, and the other one had like a 15% vig, and he thought it was criminal that it's the exact same bet, just flipped around, and they charged an extra 12%. So And he said, but people do it all the time. He always sees it, and he finds it's a phenomenon because they just don't realize the numbers. And I guess that's kind of where this show is born out of. I know I'm going on a tangent that we all kind of agree with, and I'm not really breaking any boundaries or saying anything new, but I don't know. It's one of those days. It happens about once every couple weeks where I just get excited thinking about why do people think this way? And I'm obviously going to be financially okay for years to come, in theory, assuming this run stays the same.
What's going on, CK? Long time no see. Thanks for joining us in stream. Jay-Z calling his shot before the start of tonight's game.
I like what CK said. My dollar goes farther than my favorite team. That's a great line.
That is.
You want to talk about a quotable line? Sorry, CK, I got to steal that and I got to write it down.
The one thing I will say to you guys, if anybody hasn't, make sure you hit that link that I just shared. Go to BigRyanTheFatGuy.com. Make your picks for Week 14. See how you do against the spread in all your games. I like what Jay-Z did. Like, he's calling his shot before the game.
Oh yeah, Mickey. That's a great idea.
I like that idea, Mickey.
That was one of my biggest bets of the year, though.
Has anyone? I haven't read our comments yet. Is there any? There
are two guys battling over Giants Cardinals. So I guess it's not. And I got one hate comment about the Pats, but it was like a throwaway dumb account, so I couldn't even like. It's probably almost as fake as those Chinese accounts that say that they love us. I'm gonna put that. I have on my phone. I have a list of gambling quotes. It's quite extensive now, so I add to it once in a while. So this is gonna make the list. I really like that.
We got some interesting comments this week. We have what the hell are you idiots smoking? Rams lead their division with an 8-4 record. They will destroy the sucky weak ass Patriots. Geez, guys, get your head out of your ... I'm assuming he means vagina.
And like,
here's another one. For all the baloney shit talk you guys do, you have a bad record. That was one of my favorites. That was funny.
Because I'm not saying and I'm not touting we're the best ever, but considering the contest where you pick every single game and I take a bum line on Monday, 52.5% average is pretty good. I hate to say it, or I hate to toot the old horn, but like, get real, man. But they don't know. That's the best part. They don't know. They're probably the guys that buy those 70% picks. Guys, that 70% winner.
Well, we had someone post their teaser picks as well, so make sure to check out Tony's teaser picks. Shout out to Tony and his teaser picks. Yeah, he's
got 18 subscribers and 40 views. Follow that guy as well.
Bro, the only reason he picked Arizona Cardinals to beat the Giants because he's a Redskin fan, and the 49ers are going to easily beat the Redskins. Giants winning, baby. Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, yeah, here's what you're talking about. Holy smokes, there's more?
You think they like the Giants? The best part is it's not even about the Giants. I like the Giants if the number's right. You know what I mean? I don't care. It's such a Dylan Toddfield thing, but it's not just a singular phenomenon.
Man, if only there was some way that you could get money down on these games to prove that you know more.
Yeah, I know. If only there was a way. And not only that, even if you didn't want to put money down, if only there was a contest. If only there was a contest that's free every week where you can post your picks that could even be against some stuff that we like. Pinnacle generally, CK. Pinnacle, I highly recommend. There are some, nothing's perfect. There are some negative things, but it's been a largely positive experience betting with them.
bad.
Yeah, if that's for fun, go for it. I think Sports Interaction is a severe ripoff, but I mean, it's realistically what we do here is if you're enjoying yourself and you're getting entertainment utils, then that's fine. If you're trying to make money and you don't understand how like commission and juice works, then you're in the wrong business.
You want me to read all those comments out loud?
Oh, here we go. Want to share that with the rest of the class?
You want me to stumble through all these? I can do that.
That's putting it mildly there, Chief. They're not that funny, unfortunately. Although,
you want me to read the funny ones? Well, so far, I think the funniest one is for all the baloney shit you guys for all the baloney shit talk you guys do, you have a bad record. I thought that was the funniest. Good.
I liked it. I enjoyed that actually. I think I wrote a good comment about it too, though.
People love the Giants now that they are on this 4-game win streak.
I know, but like, where were they when, you know what I mean? When they were 0-5. Not betting them every week like me. Jerks.
I like these comments I like here. Keep doubting as I love, because the more you doubt us, the more stupid you're going to look like when we prove you wrong. Keep the same energy. No offense, by the way. I like that. I like the no offense, by the way. And then the next guy goes, no offense either, but if you lose, who is going to look more stupid? Because Colt McCoy is very bad. And I also think if the Washington football team wins, it'll be a blowout. But if they lose, it'll be a close.
Jersey books do love Giants fans.
I can't tell how much further this goes. I'm not sure if stuff's loading in properly. We are going to be doing a Thursday night football drinking game. I've got a what's considered hard for me here, and a Schaffenheimer.
Are you drinking a Radler, you girl?
2.5% is like pretty much me doing heroin. I think that's all that's loading in. I don't know if there's any more. I'll try checking on our actual video.
I'm Tim Kidd.
Too much.
Buffalo gonna clap Steelers. $2.5% is a breakfast beer. Well, I guess I'm always waking up. It says show more, but there's no more coming up, so I think that's the end of that thread.
I already took them early, Max. I don't like anything now. I got the Patriots at 6.5. I do like that number, but that's it. I think it's kind of missed out beyond that.
That's hard liquor in the USA, 2.5%. What's some things that we can talk about? How many times they bring up Super Bowl whatever from 2018? I think there's
that's a good
start.
One.
Anytime they talk about Brady not being on New England, I think is a drink. Anytime there's a stupid graphic involving some of the players. If we get Cam Newton catching fish halfway through the game, like, I'm taking a drink. 13-3 says Jay-Z. Take a drink if you hear 13-3. I'm going to be like Stevie Janowski by the end of this stream.
You are.
Oh,
every
the
time
score,
Cam
the
completes
score,
a pass, that's a great one.
Yeah, that'll be let's check out the over under on his passes. We looked at his he's 180 yards with heavy juice on the under. I want you to guess what the under juice is on 180 yards for Cam Newton, fat guy.
Minus 165.
It's minus 141, but I still can't believe.
Oh, yeah, I still think that's crazy, but
Over 16.5 completions for Cam Newton is minus 134. 17.5 was an excellent guess, and that's probably would be a little bit closer to even money. No one will get drunk. Yeah, no kidding. I gotta pull this game up as we're approaching kickoff. We're gonna see how far behind I can be today. I don't know what it's been, guys, but I've been like 6 or 7 seconds behind on all these streams lately.
wow, I mean behind usual.
Yeah. If you
Usually
got
the other
under
guy's
17 and a half, that's awesome. That's already a win.
What juice though? There you go.
Yeah, good point.
Two interceptions, 2 forced.
We got 7 minutes till kickoff. Anybody had any luck winning Terry Bradshaw's money this year? Oh, I got a feeling. Have they made their selections on who they think is going to win this game?
No, not that I see.
Yeah.
I love America, Becky. I am a big fan of America. It's rad. It's rad. It's audacious. It's outrageous. It's fantastic.
Here we go. Michael, Terry, Tony, and Jay making their picks. Michael's on the Rams. Are they not showing what the public thinks? Terry's on the Pats. So we're already split 1-1. Tony Gonzalez looking dapper as always. He's on the Rams. And Jay Glazer on the Rams as well. So under pays 160, over pays 180.
Yikes. Minus 140?
Minus 115, I think, is the... I'm guessing that's off a $2. Or I'm guessing that $1 pays $1.60. I get it now. I understand. Five props is 11-1 odds. Yikes.
Yikes. Rams sweep would have been nice.
Yeah. Who was it again? Terry Bradshaw is on the Patriots, so
Yeah. Mrs. Bradshaw.
I'm guessing that we're on the Pats plus 6.5 in the contest. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I think I went over it earlier, but let me just show you guys. So in the contest, at 6.5, 62% of people in the contest are on the Patriots. 37% are on the Rams. I have not heard about the OLG pools for the NFL.
What's OLG?
Ontario Lottery Gaming.
Ah.
If it's anything like the pools around here, which I'm sure it is, that's one of the Fat Guy and I's favorite contests to enter.
We've had considerable success at those. It's how CKV or CKFPV donates a few dollars to local schools and parks. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And you got your entertainment as well. I'm completely okay with that. I got a chicken in the oven. I'm just going to go check it real quick.
Oh, euphemism. I think Fat Guy might be blowing a fuse. Erin Anders looks like she's ready for a night out in Los Angeles. I'm not sure if BC Lotto has pools, but here a lot of bars are allowed to run pools, and they're not allowed to take in any rake. So the expected value for the Fat Guy and I is actually really, really strong to do pools here. But because of all the different concerns this year, we never had the opportunity to enter as many as last year, but I think we've probably made our most money betting on very large pools. Like, it's got high variance, so you might go 3 or 4 years without winning, or like a lot of the times if it's it depends on like the payouts and how it's all set up, but if you can win week to week, there's a lot of opportunity to kind of guarantee yourself like 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks a year out of 17. It's not too bad. So you just need to understand the payouts and what's the best strategy for your pool. Welcome back, Tony. We got kickoff. So the Rams are going to start with the ball. It's a touchback. Put another shrimp on the Barbie. The fat guy's just blowing Mr. Fuse. But I prefer last week 12 winners got 15 out of 15 for 58,000 each. That's crazy. See, I'm just trying to, if I'm playing, I'm just trying to win 1 or 2 weeks. I'm not trying to go 15 for 15. It's really, really hard to do. Yeah, blowing a load. Damn, Billy B got the double mask action going on tonight. Yeah, he can never be too safe. He's not a Hollywood type. I don't think he's as comfortable in LA as he is in other cities. See how the live lines move. It's $5. You can box up to 4 game, doubles each box game. So I'm guessing you put $20 down essentially. Big run here from Cam Akers, who's looked good a couple weeks in a row now. Let's see over under on Belichick's mask. I would assume it would have been 1. He's got at least 2 on that I can see. I got to get a closer look at him again. Oh, it's $80? Yeah, I always get that confused. I'm used to doing the horses. Yeah, that's crazy. They're cleaning up if they're making people pay $80 a week for that. Yeah, I guess with that, they have enough people competing that they can guarantee what they're going to be making back. Third and goal upcoming for the Rams. The Pats historically have been a bend but don't break defense, so it's really about what the Pats do in the red zone that's vital. Third and goal. Rams come in shotgun. And a big tackle on the goal line. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 1, really inside the 1. So the Rams got a decision to make. I think it's no-brainer. I think they should go for it. It's interesting that Goff decided to throw to the furthest guy away from him in double coverage, but there's spot over that right guard. Yeah, and they do the QB sneak. He's in. A very, very successful starting drive for the Rams. They take 3.5 minutes off the clock and they put up 6. I don't think Sean McVay could be any happier. The Pats were lined up kind of strange there, that they didn't have more guys under center. I wasn't paying attention, though. Did the Rams go hurry up to get to the line of scrimmage? Yeah, Dylan, when's that new calculator coming? I'm waiting. I sit by my mailbox every day, wishing and hoping I could have that new calculator. Dylan, who do you have tonight? I guess I could always check. Yeah, Goff gets me more than 3 points in fantasy. Oh wait, I got a bye in the playoffs. Oh, that's perfect. A bye is what you want. That was too easy. I agree. Not a strong start for the Patriots defense. I took Goff under 2 passing touchdowns for plus money. Nice. Well, that was a nice start. The live line is Patriots plus 9.5. The money line is plus 319 for the Pats. Over under is 47.5. Over's got minus 124 juice. Oh, Pats put up the game of a lifetime on Sunday. Just live bet the under. I was hoping for a quick score so I could hit it. Yeah, especially with the juices up to minus 106 now. It would have been nice to get it 5 seconds ago, Jake. The Rams came out and scored in 3.5 minutes, so they're up 7-0.
Scored a touchdown? Wow.
Yeah. Cam Akers had a big run, and they had it 4th and goal on the 1, and Jared Goff got the QB sneak.
Well, so it was close. Right on.
Yeah. What place is Jake in on the leaderboard?
First forever last year, which is good enough. Mr. I love the Falcons. Yeah, it's personal, Dylan. Everything is.
What's going on, Mister? How you doing?
Evening Mudhole. Interesting post lately on the Discord. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that was awesome. I woke up in the middle of the night. I saw those. I got pretty excited. I ran down to my computer, made sure I got you a little bit more info. Yeah, Jake is 23rd. He's 96, 93, and 3 this year. Good for 50.8%. Another positive year for the champ, Jake Jacobs.
Yeah, I heard Roland is working at the gym at 5 a.m. to buy it. I've tried to have Dylan on the show. He got nervous about it, though.
I think Daniel Jones is going to be coming back. I can pull up the Roto World report to see what's the latest. He's been limited in practice the last 2 days, and he is expected to play as of Wednesday.
Well, when do you shoot those ads for Colt Magazine, Dylan?
Strong start for the Rams, but it's only been 2 possessions, so it's still too early.
Pretty weak receiver group, though, so it's not surprising. RuPaul selling pajamas at Old Navy. All right.
Cam Newton will most likely throw for over 100 yards. His player prop before the start of the game was 180.
I've been thinking about going back. I might go back for the World Series of Poker, Tony. Next year. I was considering it this year, but obviously it didn't happen. We'll see if they even hold tournaments like that next year in Nevada. So it might even be 2 years from now, which really sucks.
Yeah, I try to go to Vegas once a year, but obviously right now that's not going to be happening. But the thing that I always think about, at least for during the NFL season, is it's hard for us to kind of travel for NFL weeks because obviously we're doing the show and doing this stuff. $116, $140. It seems like everybody likes the under on 180 yards.
Yeah, we get great deals out of Vancouver.
Well, it's even better because we have the opportunity to drive and cross the border and get very, very cheap flights.
Yeah, Legion's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's if you time it right, you can get it for under $100.
Yeah. 50. I've had it for 50 before.
Oh, I've seen 39. Like it's
holy jeez. The best is when you don't bring anything, even a bag. I've done that before. They charge you for a carry-on sometimes, or a personal even.
Yeah, you can pretty much only bring a backpack, or you got to pay more.
Yeah. Hey, Dylan, how are you, sir? This is something I'm surprised at. The Rams are running at will on the Pats. That's something I thought would have been slowed down a bit. It's not that they have like the stoutest D line. It's just, like it's the Belichick thing.
Yeah, to return home on December 22nd is $37 right now. It's pretty cheap flights. What's going on, Sharp Dylan?
Wait, I'm confused. I thought Sharp Dylan was on earlier.
I can travel whenever I want, Tony. It's just whether I want to for the show. Pats are sleeping. It's a long travel for Pats to get out to LA. I know home field isn't a big thing right now, but that's it's tough travel.
I agree, Dylan. It's concerning.
Big stop on 2nd and 10, so we're going to have 3rd and long here from the Rams. Well, after that first drive, they definitely want Goff throwing it.
Why is 70 back there?
It's a bizarre defense. Oh, yeah, I think you're right, Jake. I think they there was some information on their traveling. I think they stayed. I think we're on the Chargers, Mr. Mister. The Falcons are riding high on the Chargers. Who could be lower on the Chargers after they got decimated by New England? And if this game continues like this, like if the Rams somehow win by like 3 or 4 touchdowns, can you think of how much lower people are going to be on the Chargers?
I don't know if they'll make that leap though, you know what I mean? It might be that's too much for the standard Joe, but yeah. That looked like intentional grounding. Yeah, I think he's saying that's grounding. Bill is. The 3, it's always a late flag for grounding, but this has got to be it, I think. Nice. The fake outrage noises are ridiculous.
They got fake sounds for this game?
Yeah, they just went, oh! It sounded like...
It's like a mob. It doesn't sound like a crowd. It sounds like a mob.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like those fake sounds on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like the royalty-free sound effects you can use.
Soundboard stuff. Like,
yeah.
Here, I'll bring them up. I'll play them all. Why not? Here, I've got the sounds for you guys right here.
Oh, Goff took one. Goff took a shot.
You hear that, guys? I could work for Fox. Mexico.
I'm surprised that they got such a gain on that. Another attempt for points. The more desperate it is for New England, the worse, more or less, with this type of team. It's not a comeback team. 10-0. No. Holy.
Is that on the Pats?
Yep. It's not a Belichickian thing. Oh, thank goodness.
They picked it up?
Yeah, they said they were both aligned correctly. And they might have thought that auto.
Live line is up to 12.5.
Trying to think of what that reminds me of. The Rams. Oh yeah. Sorry, the Pats win over the Chargers is kind of like like in a different way, but it feels like a similar beat down to when they beat Tennessee in England. Holy. Yeah, I probably would, Dylan. I got to be honest. Maybe a little more. One result means nothing. You were at the game in London. Oh. I bet on Tennessee that game.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I think you did too there, Chief.
Oh yeah, I'm just like 59-0 is.
It was like
That's one of the biggest upsets all time. I think the biggest. Is it?
I thought it was
It's
in
like,
London, the
I think it's
59-0 snow
63.
game. Maybe I'm mistaken. Snow in October, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it was at
73-0.
Gillette? I thought it was in England. I don't know. It shows where my memory is.
In 1940, the Bears beat the Redskins 73-0. Yikes.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a great score for the great game to be at.
That game
Yeah, I
was
thought it was
crazy.
in
I
London,
remember
but
that.
yeah, you're right.
I remember that game. That game was insane. Jacobs back at practice. I'm guessing that's Josh Jacobs.
I think it was like 10.5 or something like that, or 7.5. The Titans were an underdog. I think it was 10.5 because the Titans hadn't won a game. No, it might have been. Oh, this was 14.5. I remember now. Yeah, and it was 14.5, and it was done by like the first quarter.
That's crazy, Mickey. I'm guessing you're referring to that 73-0 game, Bears Redskins.
Yikes!
That's an impressive stat. Belichick's won games in 50 different stadiums.
Oh, when you're the best ever, you're gonna have a lot of winning stats. Although there is a case for Don Shula. I don't know why his name isn't brought up very often. Oh, you could easily quarterback run here. There's only 4 guys up front. That'll work. I don't think it was us, but we might have reiterated it. It's not. We don't really look up stats like that.
That would have definitely been something you saw on a broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, Mickey's checking the lines. I'm jonesing. current Packers backup, and I played
against him in high school. Picked him off. That's
awesome.
got to feel good. I remember watching football with my brother-in-law, and he played collegiately, and I think it was Israel Adonijah, and he played against him, and he goes, there was a moment of silence because he's a very timid guy, and he goes, "Man, I used to fuck that guy up in college." So it's kind of one of those things where like you never really remember, and most guys had somber beginnings. Not everyone was crushing out the get-go. Oh, you're a freshman quarterback playing a DB. It makes sense. I can't believe that punt didn't get tipped, and that was a great punt considering when it was under duress. Mudhole, is Patricia back in the Pat staff? This is awful. I don't. He might actually help. Wow, that was so close. And I got to give Samson Ebickham a little credit there because he did everything he could not to run into the kicker there. So the Pats aren't out of this. It doesn't look good though. Well, the props looking good, Ryan. Considering it's gonna be less likely for them to run.
Yeah, at least design quarterback runs. Who knows if he gets outside of the pocket, though? That's where he can really do his damage. I don't think there's anything wrong with Patricia being a coordinator.
No, you don't want him the man in charge, though. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, he was definitely
rubs guys the wrong way. Doesn't know what he's doing. Remember his stupid leg injury thing, where he was like standing on that thing. He was driving around in a golf cart.
He looked like he was like playing some like tabletop war game.
He looked like he was playing sedentary whack-a-mole.
Oh, Ryan's calling a shot here. He's predicting a touchdown to Robert Woods on a 60-yard action play. Buffalo, Kansas City would be an awesome AFC Championship game. Josh Allen's been balling out this year. Like I know he hasn't been consistent every single game, but he's played really well.
Oh, could have been a turnover there. Depends on the number, Ryan. I like the Steelers at a closing line. What a punt by the New England punter. Shouldn't be giving up 9 yards on that play.
I think he's already taken the leap. Like he's played so well this year. I was talking about him as MVP at the start of the season after the first few weeks, and now he's still in the conversation, but there's guys
they're gonna have to
him.
pull away. They're gonna have to beat the Steelers here, for instance. Oh, so close. Haker's running with malice today.
Well, low man usually wins unless you're Cam Akers, apparently. That's one thing Pats do not want to be losing, and that's time of possession.
That was a really bad hold. Yeah. Yeah, that was like an obvious one. On one of the outside edge guys, it might be a tight end. Yeah.
This is good news for the Patriots.
Yeah, it was Higbee. Yeah, exactly. That was really bad. It's as obvious as it gets. Like, it's not even that one that I like, too. 81, Everett did it, too. It was Everett. It's so obvious, some of these screens, though. And they don't get blown up enough.
Well, it's a numbers game, right? Like if they line up with two guys on the outside and you got three, it's just you're going to be able to get some yardage as long as guys make blocks. I'm surprised Goff got so many. I never think of him as a guy that can take off and run, but Goff still has.
I think there was a hold
legs
against Austin Blythe here, but he did get his hand on a jersey, so. Third and 4, you got to get off the field here, defense. And I like it's the Patriots. I shouldn't have to worry about this as much as I am right now. Not that this Patriots defense is talented. Oh!
A really well-designed play. Is that an interception?
That's a pick 6, pal.
Talk about a game changer. That play
we got to
design-
see this again.
That play design was so nice, and I think it was Woods. Woods was wide open, so this is just a terrible throw from Goff.
I don't know.
He's probably going to be down by contact. Like, I think it's intercepted and down by contact because there's no way you can tell me that Woods has possession there. And then...
yeah, but I don't think he gets possession until he rolls away from Woods. I know I see everyone in the contest.
okay,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got the ball
Yeah.
there. He's still being touched.
That's the
so
weirdest play. I love it, but...
It's called a touchdown on the field, so they'll have to see something that they think will overturn it.
It's a weird one.
Ironically enough, Tom brings up an interesting point that, like, I know using NEA and EPA and stuff, it's like it's telling you to throw the ball, but every team's goal every game is to make sure the ball's in the other team's quarterback's hands, because if it's not in the quarterback's hands, they're probably running it down your throat.
Dylan has a serious haterade today.
I doubt that they're using one guy to follow around Cup, but maybe. I haven't been watching that matchup close enough to know, Ryan.
Isn't Dylan playing Mickey in the playoffs right now anyways? And Mickey's got Christian McCaffrey back against Atlanta. That could be.
I think Mickey's playing you.
Oh, Mickey's playing me? Oh,
I
yes.
think so.
Yes.
I'm not sure who Dylan's playing, but fantasy playoffs are on, which is actually.
I read that he wasn't, but he is out. There you go. Doesn't surprise me.
Unless there's been news today, it's still kind of out in the air. Oh, so he is out. It looks like a couple people have said it.
Oh yeah, well Mickey would know best. All right, you want to make a bet on that, Dylan? I bet you don't. How about that?
Yeah, not expected to play. So he hasn't been ruled out, but the coach said he doesn't expect him to play, so we'll see.
No, I'm just saying, I'll bet you that you don't.
It looks like it.
You can put your money where your mouth is, Dylan, in front of everybody. I offer you the chance every time.
Fat guy, I was mistaken. You are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, am I?
You've got the Rams defense.
Oh, I do.
Dylan and Mickey, you guys have no one playing today, but Dylan has the win probability edge according to ESPN at 59%. So Pats start with the ball. So he was ruled down. Damian Harris here with a nice run. Yeah, I remember Goff did have that game against Miami. I know people were pretty low. Yeah, Belichick definitely showed that in the Super Bowl. I think so. I think it's weird that well, I guess I don't think it's weird. I'm guessing McDaniels he's been a coach once already, and then with if there is a team that wants to get him, I don't think they really care how he does this year, to be honest. I think he's already got enough of a resume. Yeah, that's hard to do. There's not many teams in today's NFL that get held to 3 points in a game, no matter who or where they're playing. Yeah, quite possibly, Mickey. And not every person wants to be a head coach. Like, there's something to be said about getting to focus on being like a coordinator. The fat guy probably he's either in a bathroom break or he's getting some food. Do we put real dollars on the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl is just like any other game. So for betting wise, there's some strong betting markets. But like I don't increase my unit size for Super Bowl. Usually there's nice opportunity on Super Bowl. I have a feeling this year though, the books have been so equal in a lot of their markets, like more so than usual. Oh, big play here. That's good for Fat Guy's fantasy. I'm not sure why Harris quit on that play. He got held before, but he's still behind the line of scrimmage, so it doesn't really matter. I can't believe that wasn't blocked. Dylan, it's definitely possible. The Saints could hold the Steelers to 0 points in the Super Bowl. This puts a very nice lead for the Rams. This could have been 10-6 or 10-7 pretty fast if these calls go a little bit differently. I think that was the right call, though, so nothing controversial about it. Yeah, Harry hasn't been a hit for the Patriots so far. Bench Cam now. They might need to bring in Stidham to come from behind. Eagles upset Sunday. Cut Stidham. I got a feeling the Pats will have somebody else playing quarterback for them next year outside of what they got right now. Did that go out of bounds? Is that touchback or is that a 40-yard? Yeah, it looks like a 40-yard penalty here. Not a good kick from whoever's place kicking for the Rams on those kickoffs. Aaron Donald helps make that play. The AFC is going to be tough. McVay with the lead block on that return. Rothless cheeseburger, Rothless sturder. McVay. I think there's a conspiracy. Every time the fat guy leaves, the Rams score a touchdown.
Okay, so I go to carve a chicken, and they I'm guessing Cam threw a pick six.
That is correct.
So he threw a pick six with that field position.
Yeah, it was he threw a pick six on a screen, a running
On
back screen.
To who?
One of the linebackers. I'm actually not sure who it was. Number 41 on the Rams. The Aaron Donald got pressure and pretty much made contact with Damian Harris and threw him off his route. And then the ball just sat in the linebacker's hands and he ran it back.
Who was it?
Whoever's number 41 on the Rams. I'm not sure which linebacker.
Not yet,
Young.
Mickey. That was chicken related.
Is it? I forget his first name, but it's Young is the linebacker, number 41 on the Rams. Was next week the bet of the century? Chiefs Saints.
Oh, yikes. Even that didn't look good. Oh, yeah. Oven roasted. Greek spicing on the vegetables, just potatoes, onions, garlic. I leave the garlic encapsulated in its thing so it doesn't burn. So I brine the chicken for one day and then I let it air dry in the fridge for 2 days, so the skin crisps up a little bit, and then the salt penetrates throughout all the meat as well. Brine, I just use a 10% brining solution, kosher salt. Yeah, I'll take it all day. No, I went wet brine. I had it submerged. I had 2 chickens going. The second one I'm going to cook tomorrow the next day, but I'm going to use it for lentil soup, I think. Chicken lentil. Yeah, exactly. Been pretty busy with that lately. I filled up a meat freezer in the summer. Like there's a meat place going that stopped its retail location near where I live, and I like bought the store. I spent like $600, and they were selling things so cheap.
We're gonna start getting streams from the fat guy where he's cooking while playing poker hands, and I'm into
I can actually cook. I only learned about 6-7 years ago, but I can actually get it done in the kitchen.
You should never trust a skinny chef.
You shouldn't, and I'm not. Although I've still never done a load of laundry before, not one time. It's like a badge of honor at this stage. Big Rago has gone much more frequently than I've only been once in the last 5-6 years, but I play poker every time I go. Big Ray goes to sportsbook. He loves the sportsbook, and I don't blame him. It's awesome. Nice.
Oddly enough, though, the juice in Vegas is usually minus 110, so there's actually a lot less bets in Vegas than there is at home.
Yeah. But when you add in, like, if you take advantage of like the like the perks in Vegas, you can make it work. You can really low roller some of those plays and still get some good things in.
Well, some of the meals, like the coffee shop at the El Cortez, like I've never had a better meal in my life. That's paid for promotion, guys, for the El Cortez hotel and casino.
That was a nice run. No, it took me a while. I finally found my signature dish, beef bourguignon. So I'm good at that one.
We already
lamb earlier this year, and it was fine. Go ahead.
We already tried the fat guy giving out handicapping picks while eating, and that didn't go over too well.
That didn't go well.
We also tried the fat guy drunk for one of the videos. That didn't go well either. Yeah, that. How did that roll off your tongue? Beef bourguignon?
Beef bourguignon. Bourguignon. I can't even say it, man. So much for taking French in university and high school. Beef bourguignon. Yeah. Beef bourguignon.
Oh, Belichick just
Can't
held
smell
a players only meeting on the sideline.
Basically French beef stew. I figure out how to really, really crack the code on mashed potatoes, though. That there's a tasty video that actually is really good. Their method is really strong. 3rd and goal. This is 4-down territory, I'd imagine, for New England. I don't see how it wouldn't be. Oh, no, it was a whole chicken. It was like a 5-pounder, so it took like an hour and a half. Hour and 30. Had to get it up to 170 for the thigh meat. It's a little over, but it's okay. I wanted a caramelization on the carrots. Okay, we got one more try at this. That looked like he got a yard, maybe. There's still going to be 2 short here. You know what he said? Cup up, bros. It's exactly what Billy said. It's hard to do play action with Aaron Donald because if I'm Aaron Donald, I'm just not going to bite. You know what I mean? I'm already missling through the offensive line. That was brutal. Oh, absolutely. I trust it really well, too. I prefer dry brining, actually, Mickey. This is the first time I went the full Thomas Keller recipe. He's one of those Michelin star chefs from, I think he had a restaurant called Per Se or something in New York. A little pretentious, but I wanted to give it a go. So I prefer dry brine. Dry brine's nicer, and when you leave it in the fridge, it dries everything out. That was a really brutal call. I'm talking my way out of this one. You know what I'd like? I'd like a smoker, though. I would really like one of those. I'm thinking about switching out my barbecue for a smoker. I don't have room for both. Yeah, I would say that it is looking good, CK.
Mutt, are you talking about Josh Jacobs? Yeah, live OU's 44.5. Oh, Josh McDaniels. I'll let the fat guy speak to that, where he thinks Josh McDaniels lands.
I honestly think that Josh McDaniels, that Colts debacle, I think has hurt his credibility. So I'm not sure. Like, you really want to give someone like that the reins, considering what he did. Because I also think he's probably the heir apparent in New England. Because Bill's got to retire sooner or later. I'm surprised he didn't after they won the last Super Bowl 2 years ago. Oh, you have a big green egg, Mickey? Oh man, I can't pull that off because I'm in I live in an apartment, right? Like, oh, I would want to. Oh, that sounds so awesome.
What is a big green egg?
It's like a charcoal barbecue, but it holds temperature really, really well. I think there's a smoke option too. Kind of looks like a giant golf ball too. He's got dimples.
Dylan has big white eggs.
Yeah, it's for me. It's like the ultimate. Yeah, they're expensive too. Like the one I considered was $2,000, right? But It's just I'm not gonna use it enough to get the utils out of it. Yeah, ceramic smoker. It's God. Yeah, smoking brisket sounds unreal to me. I will say this though, I got an air fryer, and there ain't nothing you can't cook fish better than in an air fryer. But believe it or not, even though it's a stupid gimmick,
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot, and they all turn out
easy
excellent.
too.
Yeah, it's
Get some avocado oil in one of those pump things, and you spray it in there, so so it doesn't stick, and off you go. I've never seen Belichick meet with players like that.
I have. He's done it. He's done it a few times over the years, but it's not too common.
Man, I'm surprised 31 didn't crash down on that earlier. No. Just fresh fish. You just salt the top, CK, and you're off the go. I usually make a blend with like lemon zest and just dry ingredients. Maybe a tiny bit of olive oil you rub on the top to get it to adhere better.
What's going on, Don?
Those air fryers work unbelievably well for that, and quick too. Oh, he took another shot.
I've been using just frozen fish, CK. Just like raw frozen fish. Cooking or eating roast duck? Roast duck's delicious. I've never tried cooking it though. I don't know about Fat Guy.
I haven't done the. Oh, of course I do, Mickey. Or I'll make like a compound butter, Mickey, and I'll put it underneath the skin as well. I love that. There's a lot of room. Even I can fit 2 fingers in there. That's quotable. Oh, man, is Jared Goff taking a few shots here? Come on, Mickey. I'm a little chunky. We gotta keep the flavor high if we're gonna get this way. I used to be a health freak. I can't even believe that. How long ago was that? 8 years ago? God, Akers is just playing aggressive, playing violently. I like it. The cup up did work though, absolutely. Oh, Mickey, that's a perfect way. The one thing is, I like butter basting my steak with fresh thyme. I cook or I grow on the on my balcony, and this became a Barefoot Contessa episode, considering the Pat's ineptitude. When the Pats suck, don't mind this turning into a cooking channel. What are you gonna do?
Under 43.5 looks good right now. The live OU's 42.5.
It's. I'm not going to react to this game one way or another. This is also TMO. They also won 45-0 last weekend. It just hasn't worked out. I mean, realistically, this game, the Pats could be winning this game in a weird dimension. In a different dimension, they are winning this game. They got an interception, pick six turned back, then they threw a pick six.
There's so much time left in this game too. Like, this cover's not done.
It's hard for them to come back though. I'm going to admit that.
The game's not done. Like, the Pats are going to get the ball back right now. They also start with the ball second half, so 2 touchdowns, and this is a 3-point game.
A multiverse cooking channel, absolutely.
If that's the show, Dylan, it'd be me cooking plain cheese quesadillas, and the Fat Guy complaining about how bad it is.
No, I never complained. I said, why do you? I always complain that your favorite thing is cheese and bread.
I've
I
got
still like cheese and bread. Don't get me wrong.
I've got the palate of a 3-year-old.
Yeah, he does.
I think the Vikings can beat the Buccaneers. It's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible. If McVay's leading by half, make your bets. That's one of those things where it's just not a guarantee, Mister. Even if they are winning, it's never a guarantee.
Any given Sunday is right.
Evans on the injury report. That's fine. That team has a plethora of guys that can play receiver. The Jets could win.
Nice ball. It was a little weird, but it got there.
Houston, Chicago is actually really, really close, like market-wise and spread-wise. It's going to be pretty much a coin flip. Dylan thinks Tom is from the hood, whatever that means.
Yeah, the Steelers had a crazy record, but I mean that's to be expected. I mean, like, there's got to be one team that has like an absurd record, right? Because they only bring out outliers, right? And every team has an outlier in some capacity. Like Belichick, they brought up a stat. Belichick has won in 50 stadiums. Well, he's been around about as long as any head coach has. Like he's won the most. Maybe so coach of the most games. It kind of makes sense. And they're one of the winningest teams. So there's probably a stat. Hugh Jackson has lost in the most stadiums. You know what I mean?
Well, it'd be more likely for Belichick to have the most.
Yeah, it would be more
losses in all
likely.
stadiums.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like how,
actually,
it's like how Brett Favre had the touchdown and interception records for a while. Like, it's longevity doesn't lot for records.
I still bet you that he's lost in more stadiums, Hugh Jackson. Because he won one game in 2 years. 2.5 years.
Well, per game, yeah, the guy's lost the most in most stadiums, but it's
8% winning record.
Some of these guys have been around a lot longer than Hugh Jackson's sad record.
If Dean Spanos has interest in McDaniels, then there's a good chance it'll make it happen. Dean Spanos is also pretty cheap, though. So I don't know if he'll... I'm Greek. I can call another Greek guy cheap, too. If he doesn't want to pay someone to come over, I could understand that, too. This has got to be 4-down territory as well, assuming they get anything positive here.
Honestly,
the running back was wide open.
If I was a fan of a team and they brought in Josh McDaniels as the head coach, I don't think I'd be that excited.
I wouldn't be excited at all.
I think there's better opportunities and better hires out there.
We don't know him, though. There's got to be. I want the next Matt Rule.
Yeah, Rule's been awesome.
I want a guy in college that has a good...
Flores has been awesome.
Flores and Judge have done better than any other New England coach I can remember.
Shout out to Aaron Dobson and Josh Boyce.
Who was the other, Kendrell Bell?
Dylan thinks that New England will keep Cam. Matthew Stafford going to New England after Cam 1-year deal over? Probably not, but who knows? Stafford, I feel, would be an upgrade for New England. Josh McDaniels, Bill is a good duo. Keep that way, I hope. I'm sure a lot of Pats fans hope McDaniels stays. The Lions are going to have improvement by subtraction. Just getting rid of Patricia is going to be an upgrade for them. It's going to be very unlikely that they bring in someone who's more detrimental. The thing that sucks about Patricia is Patricia's brought in so many like ex-Patriot players that are just probably not going to fit whoever the next guy is that comes in. So it's going to take a while for the Lions to kind of rebuild and get to a place where they want to be. I wouldn't mind seeing what Robert Saleh could do with a team.
Ken Burrell Tompkins, that was the guy.
I could see Saleh being like Mike Tomlin, like a.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. He's he reminds me more of Anthony Lynn, and I'll tell you why. Like, a lot of his success is draft related, I would imagine. Like, having an impressive defense when all your first round picks are D linemen, I think that's the expectation. It's not the outlying.
But you have to remember some of that's
result.
development, right? It's getting those players and using them to their best ability. Like there's more to it than just X's and O's and all that kind of stuff. Like
No,
player
absolutely.
development is a huge part in drafting any player.
Absolutely, but you have a leg up on the game. It's you have a huge advantage when you get players of that caliber, right? Like he's gotten I don't know the most. He's gotten a lot of good stuff out of them. They had a really strong defense the last couple of years, but I mean, I don't know. I expect that. I expect that for anyone hired, right?
Well, he's also got the crutch of Kyle Shanahan, who is an excellent offensive coach.
Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too.
But I think I'd rather have it, like if I'm a team, like if I'm the Lions, I'd rather take a shot at having Saleh come in and be the head coach for a few years than bring in Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah, comparatively, I'd rather that option. Yeah, I'd rather an innovative guy from college and then college guy, and I'd like him to spend money on getting really good coordinators. This is the greatest line I ever seen. Michael Lombardi said it best about Patricia. I see a guy with a pencil behind his ear and a laminated play sheet, and that's all I need to see. I wish life. I wish I could sum up life like that. It takes years to figure those types of idioms out, and that one's perfect. Life's so complicated but simple at the same time.
Possibly Don, but things can change. It only takes, one turnover to.
You watched the
make
Monday
that look
game.
different.
You watched the Monday game.
Dylan, I'd be so grateful if I was one of your 3 wishes. Also, you would need a lot more than $1 million if you're going to live forever.
Oh, the juice sounds intriguing.
Is
That's
that for
a good,
one game, Tony? It depends on the line, Don. It starts in 30 minutes. What team does he play for? Let's see if we can find this.
Yeah, Leon's the team.
Oh, it's the team. Club Leon. Okay.
Oh, what a play by Newton. Oh, I can't believe he got out of that. I can't believe he was dead to rights. Dude, and the back of Newton's helmet got ripped off. The little plastic part.
Did Liverpool tie Bumberbean?
Nice play. Bumberbean would crush Liverpool.
I see that you can get I see the exact score for Leon. Oh, it's a troll. You got me searching through all this.
Yeah, very anti-analytic. All right, this time I actually could leave a stain in my depends and see if I can get there quick enough.
So the entire match over 2.5. I forget what the quarter score is. 2.25. I remember looking it up a long time ago. For me though, it's minus 115. It's not plus 105. I didn't need any curd. Yeah, you're bringing up a good point. This could be a McVay revenge game for that lost Super Bowl. Dylan thinks the Pats will cover. It's still a possibility. Mister, I'm still tracking some UFC analytics. I'm going back. It takes so long to enter in the data. So it's going to take me a while till I start making market plays. But it's something that we do talk about in the Discord, which is part of the YouTube membership. So if you're interested in talking more UFC, definitely join that Discord. The Pats are going to kick off here. There's 1 minute, 4 seconds left. The Rams still have 1 timeout. So unfortunately for the Pats, it doesn't look like they're going to get that possession, those 2 possessions in a row because of halftime. So the Rams get the ball back after that field goal. Malcolm Brown probably could have got out of bounds there, but a drop doesn't kill him. Yeah, Pats start with the ball second half. I remember the Rams starting with it first half, so. That pick six is really what's killing the Pats right now. The Pats look like they're going to get the stop, so Pats should use their timeout here. At the very least, they might get a really nice special teams play and maybe put up another 3. "33 straight wins when leading at halftime of the LA Rams." And I believe that was Gunner. I'm not even going to attempt his last name. Has a pretty nice return on that punt. Yeah, he took that helmet hit to the head there from number 33, Scott. Yeah, Pat's field goal would be really nice. Going in down 11 instead of 14 would be a win for them. Donald gets through. Newton steps forward, though. Oh, my goodness. Somehow that's completed. Pats are going to have to take their timeout. Oh, congrats, CK. Donald just roasted the left guard there. Roasted. He could have beat him if he just made the initial move and then he made the move back. Aaron Donald is special, man. It's so much fun to watch Aaron Donald play. Four more props on your... Did you do an 11-1 play, CK? Looks like the Pats are going to get a opportunity at a Hail Mary. 2 5-pick tickets. Are these the Rams New Jerseys? I don't mind them. $11-1 and $15-1. That 15-1 is a little bit better. Too bad. Doesn't look like Greg Williams is going to be making this call for the Rams. There's a flag on the play. James White with the very, very long draw. Holding on the offense anyways. I'm guessing it's going to be
All
declined,
right.
and that's the end of half.
That was a rough half for me. Who doesn't hate Rams New Jerseys?
I've never seen that before, but they're handing out food for all the players as they come into the locker room.
Is that like an energy up thing? Is that a new... We got a nutritionist or something?
I think it's pretty common for people to eat.
I don't think I've ever ate during a sporting event or like when I was playing.
You never had oranges at halftime?
No, I never ate those. I hated oranges as a kid. I love them as an adult. Well, it's not. There's not much food I don't like right now, but
You heard it here first, guys. To hit peak physical condition as an athlete, you shouldn't eat during games.
yeah. You ever have the gel before?
Yeah. In fact, I definitely didn't eat while playing. That's for sure. I've never had the gel. I think the gel's hilarious. Like somehow Gatorade decided that you have to have a gel too with your drink. It's not just enough to have one.
Yeah.
There's 3 separate products to get the most.
Yeah, exactly. What's the story? That's how it is.
Yeah. Remember when Sanchez was eating a hot dog on the Jets sidelines? I think he shit himself that game, or the butt fumble thing. That's not bad.
He was eating a hot dog.
Only the highest quality of meats in hot dogs.
Five-star nutritional advice.
All I eat is bread and cheese. How much nutritional advice could I be giving?
Yeah, it's true. Nate Burleson was born in Calgary. We just got a commercial with Nate Burleson, so thought I'd point that out.
Have to keep a little bit of a closer eye on fantasy this week. I'm going to be playing Jamie.
Jamie Gonzalez.
Doesn't look like either of us have anyone playing tonight.
I started Rams D. Whew. Good start.
There's a good chance that I'm not going to be making it into the playoffs.
What do you mean?
Oh, I've got a tough run this week against Jamie.
I'm going to take a look too.
Jamie has a 55% chance in beating me to make it into the
According to the rankings.
the NFL playoffs fantasy. We need to eat good food every day.
Oh, fuck. I never got the memo. Jeez. So you play the finals of week 17? No.
Oh, it's week 16. No games for us in week 17. In the Money League, is there a week 17? Is it a 2-week playoff?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. You're not going to make plays if you can't throw the football? Come on. Come on. That's not true at all. If you never had to throw the football, you're doing something very well.
Mr. Mister said his league's bleeding into week 17 because of COVID. I don't even understand how that makes sense, but if that's what they're doing.
They got a Burger King commercial. I gotta say, man, as far as like garbage fast food, Burger King's my favorite. I went to 4 Burger Kings 2 weeks ago trying to find the Crown. None of them have it. Very disappointing. Everyone thinks I'm probably joking too. That's the best part. Mickey Hill stirring shit up. Who gets the ball to start the half?
New England.
Well, it's another possession. They can still run. I can't give the okay on McDonald's anymore. No way. The burger, nah. McDonald's is good for volume. You can get and price. You can fire a bunch of McDoubles in you for real cheap. I haven't had McDonald's in 3 months probably. I'm maybe January.
I haven't had it for 3 months, maybe January.
I know, it's not even a joke. I'm going to load up one of those days. I'm definitely weird. I Bumber Bean, I don't even know what the real university is called. Bumber Bean's the new name though, obviously.
Yeah, it's like Baldermine. Or Baldermine.
Ballermine, yeah. Bumber Bean is way better. Dude, I think I have the same suit as Terry Bradshaw. Bellarmine.
I'm excited for when this goes full circle because right now we have Dylan Tonfield sending trash-talking fantasy football messages to Mickey Hill at 4:45 in the morning. And then we've got Mickey Hill messaging Saravuth or vice versa. But when is Saravuth going to start messaging Dylan Tonfield? I want to know when this goes full circle.
I don't know. Get together, have some wine, cheese, watch Interview with a Vampire. Made in America. Angels in America. What other movie would like? Mambo Italiano. Philadelphia. Let me think what else. Beyond the Candelabra.
I will be back shortly.
Cobra with Sylvester Stallone was the best Valentine's Day movie ever. That's a Valentine's Day movie? Isn't it? It's who's the bad guy? Brian Johnston. I was scared of him when I was like 8 or 9. Then he was like I think it was Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is a hilariously bad movie. I think he was Shao Kahn. He has like this scary face. All of that stuff gets when you're younger, all those guys you're scared of, you're like, wait a minute, this guy's like 6'1". You know what I mean? Like, it didn't take much to be a bad guy. February 14th is now Cobra. It's not even a good movie, but I get it. I get it. Oh, and the big scary knife. It's a cult, right? Sylvester Stallone battles a cult, right? I think that's what it is. Oh, that was when he had his affair with Brigitte Nielsen or whatever. Forgot about that one. Well, it's, you can't win them all, right? Yeah, The Notebook. I get The Notebook. It does what it's intended to do. It's a love story. That was what I always found really fascinating about Brokeback Mountain when it came out. I think I was in high school, but I was into movies and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, I'll just watch this anyways. It's a bad story. Like, I don't think it would gain any traction, Brokeback Mountain, if it wasn't like two guys. If it was a man and a woman, it would be the worst romance story ever. Mind you, only had one viewing when I was a teenager, and I just thought it was bad. Who was the bottom in that one? I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal. That makes sense. Nice, Mickey 2-1 on college basketball plays. Rambo 3. Was Rambo 3 when he escapes Afghanistan, I think? I didn't know there was a love story to it. Here, we're about to get a kickoff here. My favorite Rambo one is in Rambo 2 when he's laid up against like that tree, and it's like a side of a ridge kind of, and he's got mud all over him, and then his eyes open, and then he like, I almost said a racial slur, then he slits the throat of that commie or whatever. You get kind of amped with Rambo. The expletives fly. Rocky 3 is the best. That's Clubber Lang, right? Has to be. Yeah, it is.
If I had to choose a movie because it has a love story in it, it would always be Barracks Buddies 2.
Pats get the ball here, the 25. PA, and wow, not bid on it at all. Michael Brockers, not the guy you usually see from the Rams defense, flying up the middle.
He looked unblocked.
He did. He was.
I have
miscommunication
no
by
clue.
72, and the running back didn't even The running back could have chop blocked him.
I
Nothing.
have no
Zero.
clue what that left guard was doing.
I think it was left tackle. You can't start in a hole with this type of offense. This is a big throw. I don't know. I can't believe that was caught. Wow, that was a... Darius Williams made a big error there, and N'Keal Harry... I don't know if it was a good catch, but... Yeah, that worked. It worked. That was bizarre.
N'Keal Harry did a good job of high pointing that ball because
He did. It went right over the helmet of Darius Williams. No wonder he lost track of it.
Williams just lost his balance when that ball arrived. It seemed like he went to reach out to grab Harry to get his balance, and Harry was in the air, so it didn't help him out.
I don't even mind if they put a field goal up. That's reasonable to me. Touchdown, obviously though. Damian Harris getting some tough yards. I don't know why they were hating on it. Tony Gonzalez and the crew. It's fine. Tough yards are fine. I don't know. The emphasis on passing is just too much. Someone should pick that towel up in the middle of the field. 44 is wide open on your right, Cam. Jeez. 44 was wide open.
Cam Newton up to 120 yards passing.
He had 44 wide open. Left tackle has gotten roasted twice now on this drive. Where's Marcus Cannon? Where's their former first round pick? I can't recall his name that they drafted just 2 or 3 years ago. It was a tackle. That was a great run. It was James White. I thought that was Michelle.
Well, Marcus Cannon opted out.
That's gonna hurt you.
Najee Toran opted out. Not that that's a loss.
No.
Yadni Kajuste and Isaiah Wynn are both on IR.
Isaiah Wynn, that was the one I was thinking of. That was PI, I think, on Hill. Yeah, I think I think drafting a wide receiver in that stage is really bad anyways. God, they're going to have to put it on their defense again, which is just an ominous task, really. Nice punt. I will say this, New England's special teams is pretty strong.
Which is what you expect from a...
Yeah, exactly. That was always something that was unforgivable to me. If you're going to be a bad team, like, at least be good on special teams. You can argue I don't have the personnel to be a strong offense or defensive team. Tell me you don't have good enough personnel to be strong on special teams. It's like almost not possible. The gap between the best punter in the league and the worst punter is pretty minimal. And a lot smaller of a gap than between the best and worst quarterback.
I'm surprised we don't see more fake punts in the NFL, to be honest.
I know. I haven't seen that many this year.
And I don't know what it is about like fake punts, but it seems like a high amount of fake punts end up working out.
I mean, obviously they probably have like a look. Like there's guys that like sometimes there's guys that are just uncovered, right?
Yeah. Well, not that other coaches don't, but from a lot of things that I've heard about, Belichick really puts a lot of emphasis into special teams, more so than other coaches. I know Harbaugh does, but like Harbaugh was a special teams coach before.
Yeah. Well, I think Belichick was at one point too. So I think he was. I think Belichick was before he was the DC of the.
He was a special
Giants.
teams coach and defensive assistant in 1979 with the New York Giants.
Yeah. Yep. There
He
you
was
go.
also the special teams coach and linebackers coach from 1980 to 1984 for the Giants. And then from 85 to 90, he was the defensive coordinator for the Giants. Assistant special teams coach and defensive assistants for the Broncos in 78. In 76, he was assistant special teams coach for the Lions. So he's had his fair share of experience, especially like in his early days with special teams.
Funny how New England's really known for their offense, but I can't remember really the New England really having a bad defense, like ever.
Well, they've had years where they haven't been as strong, but it's
of course.
It's one of those things that they're never the worst in the league.
Never
the worst.
Funny that I just you mentioned when they are not as strong. I don't like. Do you remember a strong defensive draft pick from New England? Like a first round pick that really got there. I mean, they're always drafting later in the first round, but I mean.
I have to look. The only guy that stands out to me is Jamie Collins. And
Jamie Collins, I was going to say that.
Out of him for very long. I don't even know if he was a first-round pick.
He was a second-round pick, I believe. And he wasn't strong for the... I still think he's on the Lions. And he was far from strong for the Browns.
Their last first-round pick that was on the defensive side was 2015, and that was Malcolm Brown. 2014,
that's
Dominique
not
Easley.
A hit. Dominique Easley barely played.
Chandler Jones in 2012.
There's your guy.
As well as Dante Hightower. So they hit back-to-back first-round picks in 2012.
Yeah, Hightower is not like he's a great player, but he was a great player, but he wasn't like a defensive star necessarily, right?
Hightower's been a pretty above-average player for his whole career.
Yes,
I would say that's definitely a hit at a 25th
it's a
overall
hit.
pick in 2012.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not a hit. It's just not like a star. I would say Chandler Jones is an underrated star. He's got 14 sacks a year.
Here's an interesting stat. I know you can't put a ton of stock into this, but it's a very nice like snapshot. And career AV is a stat that Pro Football Reference uses to kind of, it talks about how much a player contributed to their team. Like how much Chandler Jones contributed to the defense of whatever team he's on each year. Chandler Jones only a 5 career AV higher than Dante Hightower.
I find that hard to believe. But don't forget, that's also a subjective thing, and I'm probably lower on Hightower and higher on Chandler Jones than the average person. But, I mean, it's the thing that's interesting about what a Pat's not having drafted super well on defense, they still develop talent very well. You know what I mean? Like next man up is a big thing.
We just talked about the first round picks. So if you want to go back a little bit further, Devin McCourty was a 2010.
Yeah, that's still not pick. Like.
Devin McCourty's been a very serviceable player for the Pats.
Yeah, he's been a good player. Yeah.
Guys that I didn't mention, they also had Tavon Wilson, Nate Ebner, Jamie Collins was a second-round pick. Jerron Harmon was a third-round pick. Trey Flowers was a fourth-round pick.
Yeah, they got a lot out of Trey Flowers.
Darryl Roberts was a 7th-round pick.
How did 56 miss that?
Cyrus Jones was a 2nd-round pick. Landon Roberts was a 6th-round pick.
Oh, that might have hit the ground. And how did 58 miss him? Because he was trying not to hit him in the head. That was really bad. I don't know if that was a catch, though.
Dietrich Wise Jr. was a
Dietrich
4th-round
Wise?
pick.
Yeah, but these aren't like world beaters, though, Big, right? They're good. I like them in this system, but they're not like... They've never had an Aaron Donald. They've never had a... even a Myles Garrett. Like, maybe you can make the lateral movement with Chandler Jones. They haven't had a J.J. Watt, a T.J. Watt. Like, there's none of those, like, big-time players.
Chandler Jones and Jamie Collins at a point in his career. Those are two pretty special players. But I know what you mean. It's been... the other thing, too, is, like, the Pats aren't set up as, like, reliant on one star.
Yeah, which is good. That's probably why they've been so successful. They got to make this stop, though.
I don't think Des Bryant would have been a good fit in New England.
I don't think so either. They're going to get this. No. Wow.
It's pretty close.
I don't know why they wouldn't go for it, though.
The Rams had pretty much the perfect play call there with the wide receiver screen on a blitz. The only thing that went against them is they threw on the weak side of the blitz instead of on the strong side of the blitz. Yeah, just personality in general, Otto. Like how the Patriots like to spread out the ball and do that. Des Bryant would have been a guy on the sidelines complaining he wasn't getting the ball.
They're measuring this? Come on. They gave a... What kind of spot is that? Oh, maybe that is accurate. Huh.
I thought it was interesting because the guy didn't really pull the chains that hard. Felt like there was a little slack on it.
Oh, McVay requested one? Huh.
I didn't know that a coach could request it. I know they used to be able
Not
to.
always.
I thought they got rid of it. I've seen so little measurements this year. I figured it was kind of a faux pas. Because a measurement's essentially a timeout.
That's what I mean.
Rams are going to run up to the line and run this play real fast. That's their style.
They must have got that.
It sure looks like it. Goff's even like another half yard ahead of where they're spotting this.
What? That was some nice blocking by Robert Woods. Akers is having a nice game.
Otto's high on Juwan Bentley. Thinks he can be the Mayo Spikes Hightower caliber type player if he's playing alongside the right guys. I'm sure that's what the Pats probably want from him.
That was a nice block by Robert Woods, highlighting why he's my favorite receiver in the NFL. Pretty sure everyone looked good last week, Otto. Woods is winning the battle against Gilmore in the blocking department.
Marquise Lee was a voluntary opt-out on the Pats.
Yeah, it's because he's going to get cut. There's a lot of guys like that.
So it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Rams on about the 4-yard line. Yeah, even people in Jacksonville were so high on Marquise Lee when he was in his first few seasons, but it just never panned out for him.
A lot different of personality, those guys, though. I was higher on Woods than Sammy Watkins the first year those guys got drafted. The preseason looks so much better for Woods, in my opinion, and I'll stand by it. The Rams kept Woods, and they could have kept Watkins. Woods has been a better receiver than Sammy Watkins from the entirety of his career. Look at the guy; he's in on blocking. Like what more do you like? God, you can see Sammy Watkins do stuff like that. Please. 4th and 1 here. This is a long ass drive by the Rams. Oh, they're not going to snap it, are they? No. Yeah, Watkins has been on Buffalo, LA, and the Chiefs.
The other thing, too, is Sammy Watkins hasn't been able to stay healthy to even play enough football to...
He's got a number of games under his belt.
The only time he played all 16 games was his first year in Buffalo. 13-8, 15-10, 14-7. So never been able to string together a full season. Only 1,000-yard season. His best season was 9 touchdowns, 1,047 yards. And that was his second year in Buffalo, playing 13
How many games has he played in total?
83. And his best year with the Chiefs, 14 games, 673 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Why? CK's got a great question. Why waste a timeout? Take the 5 yards if you're kicking a field goal. I tend to agree with you there.
Whereas look at Woods. Woods 14, 16, 14, 13, 12, 16, 15, 12. So he's picked up his injuries along the way, but nothing that's
He's
made
played
him
through
stop
them.
playing.
Got
The other
112
thing-
games.
He had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 2018, 2019, and I'm sure he's on pace this year to just squeak over 1,000.
Yeah, Woods doesn't have a ton of touchdowns here, but this is a nice career. Like this is a nice career for a player. And Woods was, I think, a 6th or 7th round draft pick. $118th overall. Oh no, sorry. 41st overall. Oh, he was a 2nd round draft pick. Oh, there you go. Oh, his dad played in the NFL briefly.
Using career AV, Robert Woods is like the 12th or 13th best player in that draft.
Oh, come on. Yeah, he's right. Man, you can't win. Dylan said it best. Pats will never win like this. Holy. And this is very unpatriot behavior. And they took the time out there. That was so bizarre.
Well, what's interesting is if they were just trying to draw them off sides, why not get 2 chances at it? That's the only reason I could see you taking the timeout, because maybe they were going to take that 5-yard penalty on that play and do it. We got a Cooper Kupp touchdown on the field.
Touchdown, maybe? Cup up, bros? I don't know. Oh, I was hoping for that logo. Thank you, Big Ray. I gotta see this.
Oh, Simon deflected that ball too, John Simon.
Holy.
Really, really good catch from Kupp.
That's a touchdown. This is going to get ugly, I think. Well, it already is.
Yeah, it turns out the most valuable player from the 2013 NFL Draft was David Bakhtiari, a 4th-round selection. Surprisingly enough, the next 3 guys are all skill position players: DeAndre Hopkins, Le'Veon Bell, Travis Kelce.
Rare.
At one time, all 3 of those guys considered probably the best at their positions.
Yeah. Cup up, bros. They certainly have.
The fake crowd goes crazy. Yeah, Bakhtiari's been excellent for Green Bay. I don't even know like what kind of stats they would show for a tackle. But Bakhtiari, he only missed 6 games in his first 7 seasons. Played 7,562 snaps. 33 holding calls in 115 games, 17 false starts. Okuda's supposed to be back playing. Has he played yet?
Jeffrey Okuda?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got multiple interceptions, I think. I thought this game was going to be more of a dogfight.
Yeah, I guess he's been out since week 11. Okuda has 1 interception, 2 passes defended.
And Newton hit the ground really early there. He could have bounced that outside. Sorry, can you repeat that again, please, Big Ray?
Okuda has 1 interception in 9 games, 2 passes defended.
That's what you want out of a first-round pick. High first-round pick.
Yeah, not a strong
It's bad to
season
take
for
a
him.
DB.
He's only played 55% of snaps, too, on defense
Bizarre for a starting corner.
in the games that he's played. I think he's been hurt on and off all year.
Why do you draft a DB in the top 15? Honestly,
Well, it worked out for the Browns with Denzel Ward.
Third overall. Come on, he's great. Do you think I think he's a bad player? No, of course not. I'm not going to get the value.
Yeah, Denzel Ward hasn't played like a superstar, that's for sure.
Even if he did. A superstar DB isn't it worth as much as an above average defensive lineman? Here's a good example. Here's a player, Michael Brockers. Michael Brockers is an above average defensive lineman since I'm gonna say 13 years, maybe 11 years. It would be hard. You'd be hard pressed to give me a DB over him, especially if you consider a career longevity.
I'm just looking through past corners. I guess Marshawn Lattimore was the last successful corner. He was drafted 11th overall in 2017.
Oh, Brocker's only been around 8 years. I thought it was like 11. I thought he played way longer. My brain wasn't working. 14th overall pick, like I had mentioned.
Ramsey was selected 5th overall in 2016. He had a good start to his career, at least.
Yeah, it's improved.
Eli Apple was a bust. So was Vernon Hargraves.
Vernon Hargraves a bust, yeah. There's other guys too. There's who the Raiders draft.
There's Trey Waynes in 2015.
It's
he was
okay.
a bust.
I don't know if he was a bust. He was just okay.
Kevin Johnson for Houston. That was a bust.
It's okay. He was okay.
Marcus Peters was a win for the Chiefs. Drafted him back in 2018.
Yeah, they still traded him. He's all right. Like, he's good. He's good, but it's just you're not getting the value compared to other positions. Offensive, defensive line, quarterback. That's really all you should be drafting in the first round.
Well, just to throw a little mud on it for you, fat guy. Marcus Peters is graded out as the top player in his draft. Outside of he's tied with Jameis Winston.
Well, that's not a very good draft then.
No, ahead of Todd Gurley, Marcus Mariota, Daniil Hunter, Eric Kendricks.
Daniil Hunter?
Yeah.
Please. I'd take Daniil Hunter over any of those guys all day.
Eric Kendricks, Menardrick McKinney, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper, Melvin Gordon, Donovan Smith, Leonard Williams, Tyler
Donovan
Lockett.
Smith plays every snap.
Yeah. Not a strong draft, though, that's for sure. 2015. You know what's... I was thinking about Cam Newton after that question got brought up. I've been thinking about it a little bit more. And I think if Cam Newton's on like any other team this year, he looks way worse than he's looked so far than with the Pats. And the only guy that I could think of contract-wise where he would be close to, and I think it would be the best case scenario for him, is like a Taysom Hill-like role.
Yeah, possibly.
Where he comes in kind of like as, or similar to what Indy's Jacoby Brissett's done this year for Indy. Like come in on... But like Newton just doesn't seem to have the same ability to make throws as he did in the past. Taking a look here, let's see where Taysom Hill's at $5 million this year, but his contract kicks in next year. So Taysom Hill's going to be getting paid $16 million, at least from a cap hit perspective, next year. I think for Cam Newton, he's between this 10-15 million range.
Yeah.
And that might be as a backup role, depending on the team. But like, look at all these. Like, would you rather have Cam Newton for 10 million, or would you rather draft a quarterback?
I'd rather have both. 10 million is nothing. Like, as far as like the amount of money you dedicate to quarterbacks, I'm gonna have both. I don't mind drafting 2 quarterbacks even.
Well, here's all the rookie deals. Mayfield 10 million, Sam Darnold 9, Kyler Murray 9, Joe Burrow 8, Daniel Jones 7, Josh Allen 6, Tua 6, Justin Herbert 6, Dwayne Haskins 4, Lamar Jackson's 3.
That's so
Jordan
funny.
Love is 3, Drew Lock is 2 million, Jalen Hurts is 1.3 million. That's kind of it. No one else really worth mentioning. That's the argument that's to be made, is like, who's going to sign Cam next year if you can just draft a guy in the 2nd or 3rd round and pay him a half the price compared to what Cam is going to get? Like, Cam has to fit into a certain team, and I highly doubt he's going to be a starter. But if you brought in Cam Newton as your goal line quarterback, I think there's value. I just don't know how much you're going to be willing to pay a guy for short yardage. And it's not like Cam's been lights out short yardage wise either. But maybe in a limited role where that's all he needs to focus on, you can get more out of Newton than other guys would be in that same spot. Brian Hoyer has zero business being employed in the NFL. Brian Hoyer is a serviceable backup.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, for the game to go over 43.5, you're going to need big special teams or defensive plays. Well, there's definitely a huge drop off between quarterbacks. Like, think about like Ben DiNucci coming in and playing this year. Like, it doesn't even feel like an NFL team. Or Kendall Hinton. Like, oh, congrats, Zaps. Some degenerate college basketball games.
Yeah, oh, 21 point underdog
probably
winning outright is
Bumberbean.
amazing.
Probably Bumberbean. As an athlete and as an okay field coach, just gross Hoyer's clock management. Yeah, I don't think like Hoyer's got more things to worry about than his clock management. Oh, Coppin State went outright. That was one of Mickey's plays. Coppin State plus 21.5, was it? I missed out on that Coppin State game. Oh yeah, that sack at the end of the game, that was terrible. That was not a fine
No.
That was not a fine moment in his career. Was there a
Unreal.
reason why Brady didn't come back? Is it because of contract stuff, or do you think it was more than that? Otto might have more insight into it than we do.
It's probably a bit of both. Don't forget, you don't get taxed in the state of Florida. New scenery, nicer weather, more money, and and less tax. I mean, that's seems good.
I will be back shortly.
That might be the first bet on the Rams you've won all season. Yeah, this might be the first time I've gone against them and lost. I've won a couple on them this year. I've been good. I don't remember Rams pit last year. I usually I've been betting the Rams a lot lately. Last for many years, even the Fisher eras. It's getting hard to watch this game.
Yeah, Zaps, everyone has that one team that it feels like you constantly are on the wrong side. I know for me it was the Giants a couple of years ago.
Oh, yes. Yes. Was it ever?
I guess ironically it was the Bengals last year.
Yeah, we bet them every week.
Who is it this year? Who's been a tough team for us to gauge?
Who have we lost with? I've lost money on the Jets this year. I can promise you that.
Maybe Eagles?
Have we lost money on them though? We had some good cashes with them. The really ugly one with Seattle. The San Francisco game rings a bell. Let me think here. Lost Green Bay. No, we bet against. We took the Giants against them twice, I think, and won both those bets. So there's that. I don't know. I might have been. I got to look through the Eagles ones to see because I feel like I've bet them every week though, aside from those Giants games.
I'm just thinking about teams that have been bad against the spread.
We took Washington week 1 against them.
Dallas has been the worst team against the spread at 2-10, but I don't remember us siding with Dallas too strongly. Maybe the Jets to start the year.
Yeah, the Jets cost us money, that's for sure. Oh, LAC, there you go. There's a guy that's screwed me over too much.
Yeah, LAC 4-7-1 on the closing line this year.
I don't think I've won. I bet LAC last few weeks, including this weekend.
Probably betting against the Steelers too. Steelers have been 8-4 against the spread.
Oh, he could tell us tomorrow from the contest. Yeah, that makes sense. In real life, though, some of the bets are a little bit different, Mud. But yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling that LAC's got to be one. Huh. Oh, Bengals were big time, and they crushed me. I lost money on the Bengals last year. Like, I put real money on them. Lost my last dollar betting on Anthony Lynn. Not me. I'm going for it again. That's got to be. I'm really thinking. I'm going to have to go through my records. I can't think of a worse one than LAC. Jags have covered enough games that I can. Bears had that one big result for us. Beating the Bucks, but I mean, this cover's not dead yet, but this is pretty ugly.
I didn't know that Jerome Bettis was a rookie on the Rams.
Not bad. Yeah, he bet a lot on that Bears Bucks game. I had money on it too, but that was a big one. That might have been one of the biggest bets of the year. My biggest one I think was Denver Dolphins. I caught so much shit about it that I ended up putting more money on it.
I forgot about that Bears. What was it, a Thursday night game or a Monday night game?
Thursday night.
It's amazing how the perception of teams can change so quickly over a few weeks. I don't think I'd be as nearly keen on a Bears cover against Tampa Bay now.
It's it's disappointing about the rest of the season is I don't think there's any more big bets afoot. I don't.
There might be
I don't
one
blame
or two in the playoffs, but
maybe, and I don't even know. If all right, I'll tell you what. If the Giants or football team make it and they make it ugly, like they make it with a losing record, I think there's probably going to be a chance for, and they play someone really good. We'll probably get a really good line. I don't mind either of those teams against anybody, Giants or the football team. They just did it this weekend. They beat Seattle and Pittsburgh. Those are very hard games to win against. I could see them giving Chiefs trouble, if that even makes sense. The football team, you got the best defensive line in football, and it's not like I don't think Mahomes can get away from those guys. It's the quick plays and stuff like that. I don't know, and their offense is going to have to step up quite a bit to keep the ball. But I mean, obviously, they're still 12.5-point underdogs or something. But I think those are reasonable and underdogs. Remember we had that big Bears-Cowboys win last year on Thursday? I can't remember. I can't recall, Mickey. Sounds like we probably took the Bears in that spot, I would imagine. Wow, they put Jared Stidham in. It kind of makes sense. If you're trying to come back in a game, why not play Jared Stidham? Jake Jacobs, I want to see the football team make a run in the playoffs. So do I. I'd be in on that. I'm gonna cup up, bros. I'm gonna switch hats. Maybe that viewer was right. I am a fan. This is pre-football team garb though. I got a filing cabinet with documents and hats. Wow. God, they've picked up all of these release routes from the running backs and fullbacks and stuff. This is impressive. I got a lot of personal joy out of that football team. Yeah, that sounds exactly like a game we would bet a lot on, Mickey. That follows every criteria. A lot of money in bets on the Cowboys. 50,000 bets because that would be a heavily Thursday Night Football between those two teams. Hugely bet game, and it would be on Dallas and Bears won. That makes complete sense. It sounds like a standard win for us.
Those opportunities have been few and far between this year.
Yes, they have been, but I think there's been a lot of good early line stuff this year, though. A lot of really strong ones. I'm really happy with my line predicting performance this week. Just nailing the switch in positions between 2.5 to -2.5 to +2.5 for Pittsburgh. I was very happy with that. I mean, this game I got a good line. It didn't work out, but I'm happy with it. Who did Troy Hill break that pass up? Who?
It was one of the tight ends. I'm not sure who it is, though. 86.
Is he the one they drafted? Yeah. Man, I don't blame Stidham on that. That was actually a pretty good throw. Just nowhere to go.
Well, especially considering he even received contact on his throwing shoulder and managed to step up in the pocket and not take his eyes off downfield. It's actually a really nice play from Stidham.
That was good from Stidham. What I wonder if they go with him next year. Have a good one, CK. Best of luck to you in the future.
Have a good night, CK.
How has COVID affected wrestling? I'm curious about that.
Not enough fans, but they actually I remember their quarterly they were supposed to make, like, they predicted they were going to make like 12 million in a quarter, and they made like 50 million.
Really?
It was one of those things too where like live events were kind of few and far between, and wrestling came back. Like WrestleMania was one of the only like live events before sports kind of came back.
Well, I guess they kind of run with a permanent bubble anyways, the way wrestling is.
Well, they had a lot of issues. They had a lot of issues like internally because a lot of wrestlers didn't want to wrestle and didn't want to be there.
Huh. Did they do like an Abu Dhabi one or?
No, they have. I think their headquarters is in Florida, so I guess everyone's out there probably staying in hotel rooms.
Yeah, but they're almost in a bubble anyways. I kind of get it.
They actually had a lot of complaints from production because there's a lot of people that are part of the production, and I think they felt like they weren't taken care of properly.
Well, yeah, I believe that.
If they go with Stidham next year, I'm officially filing my bandwagon application.
Either Bucks, Saints, or Washington football team. I don't know. It'd be interesting. This is honestly, this is bizarre for me. I'm so used to the Browns being shit that I'm not even like been super excited about them this year, even though like they're a winning team. They're going to the playoffs.
What a nice throw from Jared Goff, and an unfortunate drop by Robert Woods.
Yeah, exactly. Cleveland Steamers. Can't wait to fade the Browns to playoffs. Probably, yeah. Hey, Dylan, how are you, sir?
What's going on, DC? That Seattle LA winning the division is really going to come down to their game.
Yeah, probably. That Giants loss though, I think, really made it difficult. I mean, Seattle's going to win this one, but let's take a look here. Here they got they're playing the Jets, they're at Washington, they're playing the Rams, and they're at the Niners. Those aren't easy games. Yeah, the Jets are probably going to smoke them this, but
Nothing wrong with middling the contest, Dylan.
a lot. That's a common strategy when you don't know what to do.
That's why I stayed away from this game. I just didn't feel like there was a lot of value.
I only liked the early line. That was it.
Yeah. If you got New England early at 6.5, that's good, but
That's fine. Yeah,
not a
it just
good
didn't
result.
work out. No, but
It's
whatever.
the long term, and that's how you're going to be making money. Yeah, I agree, Mickey. The thing is that Russell can play like Superman, so that's the tough part, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's I've always felt that way, and I'm like, when are the wheels going to come off? And then this year, he's looked human in some efforts. Who did he look human against? The Rams, the Giants?
Well, he's had some like against Arizona, he had 3 interceptions. He had 2 against Buffalo, 2 against the Rams. Surprisingly, all 3 of those were losses. And he also had 2 fumbles lost against Buffalo. So he had 4 turnovers against Buffalo. He had 3 turnovers against the Rams last time around. So I guess Rams do own the tiebreaker. So with this win, the Rams are actually sitting in the driver's seat for the division.
Yeah, heading on to Ram Ranch. Oh, Mickey Hill couldn't wait to get down on the Jets. Not too many have said that before. That Giants game was just impressive, though.
What is the Jets Seahawks? Jets actually have 52% of the public on them at 13.5.
They're jilted. They're jilted. Jets had a great performance against the Raiders, almost winning, and the Seahawks. They finally didn't get out by the skin of their teeth. Recency bias is so huge. I've used that for most of my picks this year as an anchoring point. Maybe for better or for worse, but it's worked. I mean, it's been successful, modestly, of course, but this is brutal, man. This is a tough game to watch. It was bad. Seattle's the luckiest team. I've always felt that way, Zaps. And the worst is we live in like Seattle Homer town. Like it's worse than Seattle to live in Vancouver because no one has any allegiances, so they always pick the best teams. And when Seattle got good, everyone and their dog. And oh man, there's some painful days when you'd get an insanely good line and they still would smash it. I used to bet this guy between 200 and 500 every year, and on a Seattle over under, and I would take the under, and I'd take the real OU. I'd add 1.5 games, take the under, and lose every year. And it bothered me so much because I'm like, how does he win? And then it was at a bar I frequent, and he'd flaunt it out there, which ended up generating business that would make me win all that money back and then some. But I he didn't even know what an OU was, and every year. So this year, I got him for less money, but they have to win 11, and I'm in pretty good shape, I think. But how many? They have 7 or 8 right now.
They're 8-4, so they'd have to win out to hit 12. Are you at 10.5 or are you at 11?
Yeah, no, I'm at 10.5.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So they got to go 2-2. Yeah, a lot of Vancouver people go to Hawk games. I will say this though, if you go to a Seattle Seahawks game, like like you don't even need to be a square, but like as someone who's not a huge football fan, if you go to a Seahawks game and experience what a game is like there, it's hard not to become a fan. So I don't blame a lot of people for going and really liking that experience and becoming fans, but for the most part, there's a lot of fair weather Seahawks fans in Vancouver because of their success.
Fair weather, that's putting it insanely mildly, but yes. But whatever. I mean, I can't argue. It's
they're also the closest team in proximity. They're 2 hours away. Like there's also another reason why there's so many Seahawks fans. It just so happens
there's a lot of Patriots fans too.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
it just so happens though that they became fans when Seattle started playing a lot when they got Russell Wilson essentially.
Yeah, well, yeah. So when they got good, yeah. Well, it's same with the Canucks. You know, no one was interested in the Canucks until the Sedins or when the Sedins were good, and then attendance dipped. People didn't like it as much, and then Elias Pettersson has definitely restored a lot of interest around here, wouldn't you say?
Well, it restored my interest, that's for sure.
Yeah, yours even.
Yeah, but even the fat guy and I, we know a handful of people that have season tickets to Seahawks games, and there's a lot of people that travel down. It's not a bad. It's 2 hours you can get down there, and
yeah. Big Ryan and I have done the trip before, so we shared a hotel room.
Share is the right word.
Yeah, yeah. Fat guy was drinking a lot back then.
I'm not sure what's going on, but your mic's a little bit. It's cutting in and out.
Cutting in and out. Still good.
It's still cutting. There's feedback or something. I'm not sure what's going on.
Huh. What about now?
It sounds good now.
Yeah, I think there's some process running in my computer that was making things difficult.
So this is a 21-point game.
I think yeah.
Cover looking unlikely. Maybe we'll get an Eagles 8-point play. Big UFC fights on Saturday.
Well, you need 2, Big Rye. This cover's over.
Oh yeah, sorry. My math is way off. Figueiredo, Moreno, you have any thoughts on that fight? Figueiredo's a big favorite. He opened at minus 253. He's been bet up to 324. Same thing with Tony Ferguson. Opened minus 125, is now minus 163. So big line movements for a couple favorites. You like Holland at a pick'em? Kevin Holland. He's actually been bet down. He was minus 138 to start the week. So Souza plus 120 has moved to minus 118, at least at Pinnacle. That's an interesting line movement. That's a heavy line move. Plus 120 to minus 120.
It's pretty reasonable.
And then who do the Pats play next week?
How likely is this? It's never happened, so it'd be a black swan event, so I don't know.
New England plays in Miami next week. And Miami is 2.5 point favorites on the look-ahead line.
Under cashes, sure does.
Is that game? Did they use a timeout? Why did the clock stop?
Bengals plus 3.5 bet of the week. Sounds like me.
Gamblou says take Oliveira plus 145. It's interesting that he opened as pretty much a pick'em and has been up to plus 140. You're waiting for Kansas City's total to be steamed up so you can get the under. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a great idea, even.
It opened at 48.5. It's already up to 50.5. I would suggest if it hits 51.5 to get on it. But I've updated the contest. Yeah, it looks like I've got it good to go here.
Cubs Swanson, that's an old name from the past. We don't do overrunners regularly either. I'd like to. I just haven't been successful in the data. We haven't combed through the data to find something meaningful as of late. But that'll be rectified this summer, or earlier than that even. But I mean, it probably won't roll. That'll be rectified and rolled out for next year. Let's put it that way.
It's something that we might talk about sooner than later in the Discord, but probably not something we're going to be talking about in the picks videos.
Correct. Guys, I think I'm going to jump off here. I want to get some reading done. Do you want to do some data entry later, Big Rye?
Yeah, possibly. Just shoot me a message if you want to jump
shoot you a
on.
message around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna move some things around the room. Finally got this storage room office closer to my liking.
That's
all right,
awesome.
gents, I'm going to jump off.
We'll catch everybody later. Everybody have a good night.